ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by RevT, we simplify technology for better, Easton Lions Club, Morris Insurance, Doug King Builders Incorporated. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for the support of producing OA Sports.
Live from the corner of Park Street in Sheridan, it's Oliver Ames Baseball on Easton Community Access Television. Today, your Oliver Ames Tigers play host to the visiting New Bedford Whalers in the second game of this three-game homestand. Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Rivero, back with play-by-play for this non-conference matchup with New Bedford. Joining me today, and boy, am I glad someone is joining me today, I got Jaden with me. Jaden, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Jaden, you may know, if you are a faithful viewer of Easton Community Access Television, that he is the play-by-play announcer for Oliver Ames basketball, and I'm glad to have him provide color commentary for us today. How do you feel being here today?
It's fun to be here because it's my first game, so I'm looking forward to doing it for the first time.
Well, we're glad to have you. Well, as we start here today, some of you may know from our Wednesday broadcast, Oliver Ames lost a heartbreaker against Mansfield, 1-0. Ryan Johnson pitched an absolute gem on Wednesday, striking out 9, and he gave up only 3 hits over 7 innings to notch a complete game, but also the loss for the day. Mansfield pitcher Jake Peabody threw a 3-hitter of his own, spread those hits out over 6 innings, and Mansfield came away with the win. But Oliver Ames, 1-1 on the season, had a win against Franklin on the season opener on Monday, and the Tigers are looking to get back to their winning ways today. One of the nice things about the last 2 games for Oliver Ames, Jaden, is both games, gritty games, tough games. So far, Oliver Ames has scored 2 runs in 2 games, and they've given up 2 runs. And so these have been low-scoring affairs, and pitching and defense were difficulties for Oliver Ames in 2024. And so it's been encouraging to see how they've done so far, but definitely need to put some more runs on the board today. New Bedford coming in today with a 0-2 record. Have a couple scrimmage wins back in March, but 0-2, and they were 8-12 last year. Coached by John Seed. John Seed, 34th year as the coach for the New Bedford Whalers.
That's a long time.
That is a very long time. Actually, Jaden, he's a Hall of Fame Massachusetts Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Famer. Inducted, I don't think he was induced, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2012, and got to talk to him before the game a little bit, and told me they had a tough loss on Wednesday against Barnstable, lost 3-1, but they are also looking to get back on winning side of things here today against Oliver Ames. So again, this is a non-conference matchup, Jaden. The New Bedford Whalers do not play in the Hockomock League. They play in the Big Three against Brockton and Durfee. So whatever happens today for the Tigers, win or lose, this will be not counting on the standings in the Davenport division.
Well, that's good for us.
Yeah, so we definitely looking for the win, but a loss will not hurt as far as the conference standings. Beautiful day here today at Frothingham Park. It is 65 degrees, and Jaden, it was 45 here on Wednesday, and not very pleasant. So
I remember being outside at 7 o'clock at night on Wednesday night, and I was freezing. I was I think I not commented that game because I think I would have been frozen by the end of the game.
Yeah, that's how a lot of us felt on Wednesday. Most of the 7th inning, I was standing. For those of you at home, our broadcast location, we don't have a press box out here because Frothingham Park is just literally a park if you're not familiar with it. And so we're broadcasting from behind home plate, behind the chain link fence. And so I was standing behind this fence, just kind of standing up, rocking back and forth, wanting OA to win, but praying somehow the game would end because it was
warm.
so cold. But it is a much different day today. 65 degrees, partly cloudy. Wind is blowing in around 10 miles an hour, gusts up to 20. You might hear a little bit of that on the broadcast, but nonetheless, we're looking forward to some baseball. We'll give you the starting lineup for New Bedford, and starting with leading off today, Marquise Gonsalves, the third baseman. Batting number 2, Joe Costello, center field. Batting third, Trevor Rodriguez, the catcher. Cleanup, Chris Woods, the shortstop. The pitcher, batting fifth, Brent Sharples. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Zach Amaro. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Easton Alameda. The first baseman is also batting 8, Owen Tweedy. And the final batter for New Bedford, the left fielder, Dom Pereira. Pitching today for Oliver Ames, his first start of the year, is Andrew Whiteside. Whiteside had a strong year last year, 4 starts on the mound, 3 more relief appearances as well, and Coach Abar says that his leadership on the pitching staff is crucial, along with the others in the rotation. Of course, A.J. Baroncelli, Ryan Johnson, who again pitched that wonderful game on Wednesday, Alex Sadeh, who should be getting the start on Monday, and Jack Devonshire.
Oh, so they try to start all their pitchers like in different games. Okay,
right. So
that makes sense.
So Oliver Ames has a 5 pitcher rotation, and so they'll take turns and sometimes come into relief for one another depending on how the game goes. A little bit different from the major leagues, but these guys play a lot of different positions, and so they can start to pitch, they can do relief, and sometimes play out in the field as well as some of those starters are today.
They're very flexible. Very
flexible. A.J. Baroncelli, for instance, is on short today. Ryan Johnson is out in right field. And these fellas can play several different positions depending on what the need is. So
it's good to have those players on your team where you don't have to rely on them to do one position, and you can like put them anywhere and like they can do really well.
Absolutely. And one of the things talking with Coach Abar about the Tigers this year, he's talked about their leadership and growth. Several seniors graduated last year. Of course, you're going to have that every year, but their rotation, mostly juniors, and so they've got some growing to do, but have grown quite a bit already. And you have to see with just the pitching from AJ on Monday and Ryan on Wednesday, the future is bright for the pitching staff of Oliver Ames. And that was really a struggle last year. No, I was just mentioning it a few moments ago, but oftentimes it was not necessarily the bats that were having the problems. It was the defense, it was the pitching, and to see them play so tough was a pretty great thing on Wednesday. Well, it's game time at Worcester Field, and New Bedford's coming up to bat. Again, Andrew Whiteside on the hill for the day for the Tigers. And first off for New Bedford in the red and white, Marquise Gonsalves, the senior, third baseman. Gonsalves is an all-star last year who was an all-star for the Big 3 league.
Do they have like an all-star game or just like name an all-star?
I think they name all-stars. That's a good question, but I'm pretty sure they just have an
I know
all-star.
for basketball, two of my friends made it, and they said that they were just like mentioned, but they never like played anything.
Yeah, no, they have a list and they distribute it, and they're named all-stars, but yeah, they don't get to play a game like a lot of those professionals get to. Well, the game has started with the first pitch being in the dirt for a ball, and we're off and running at Frothingham. Andrew with the pitch. Also in the dirt for a ball. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike.
All right, you just got to shake it off.
Yeah, a little difficulty with control there for the first couple of pitches, but the guys are going to come and
support him.
Support, shake it off like you just said, and Coach Abar out there as well. And just possibly even looking at the grip of the ball there, because the umpire is out there at the mound as well. There could be a question as far as the ball itself or something of that nature, because this looks like a little bit more than just a visit to the mound by the team. But they're going to break it up. Coach Abar is going to head back to the dugout. The umpire is going to get back behind the plate, and we're going to resume action here in just a moment. Looks like that ball is going to actually be taken out of play.
So it definitely was the ball.
Well, I'm not quite sure because now there's a little bit of a conversation with Coach Seed for New Bedford. We're not always privy to everything that's going on with those visits out there. You'd like to have those microphones out there like the major leagues. We don't have those, but that's okay. But at the same time, we can kind of just guess what's going on. But all I know for sure, there's 2 balls, no strikes, and Andrew is back for the 3rd pitch of the sequence.
All right. He's
Inside and high for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. That one not in the dirt, but again outside of the strike zone.
Well, I don't think there is a strike. I think it was 3 balls.
It is, yeah.
Yep,
No, it was
all
outside.
right.
3 balls, no strikes. Again in the dirt for a ball, a 4-pitch walk. Gaunt saves will make it to first. And there are no outs. Next up for New Bedford, Joe Costello. Joe Costello, also an all-star of his own, a super teamer last year. And he digs in for his first at-bat, the lefty. Whiteside looking to shake off the last at-bat. And the pitch. Pitch also high and outside for a ball.
I know the wind has to do with this sometimes, but I don't know if it's the wind today. Sometimes it is.
It could be. The wind is kicking up a little bit right now. You can probably hear it, but I think it just needs to settle down a little bit here. Great pitch.
Well, that was a good pitch.
Contact is made. The ball will roll to the left fielder, Colin LeMay, who is going to throw it in for a single for Costello.
That was a good hit by the New Bedford player.
Yep, number 8, Costello, center fielder. Strong contact made. Falls right in front of Colin LeMay, who scoops it up. Runners now on first and second, no outs. Trevor Rodriguez, the catcher, is next to the dish. And the pitch. Ground ball past the diving third baseman. It's going to be fielded and thrown in to make sure that the run does not score. The runner comes around third, thinks better of it, and goes back to third. But unfortunately, that means that the bases are juiced.
We got to be careful here.
First, second, and third, no outs.
Now he's throwing some good pitches, though. But it's just they're hitting it pretty well out there now.
Well, Andrews put the last couple into the zone, but they've been tagged, each one. Outside and low for a ball. The cleanup hitter, Chris Woods, the sophomore, up to base now, or up to bat. Again, bases loaded, no outs. The Whalers knocking at the door. Into the dirt again for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Oliver Ames bench shouting some encouragement over there to Andrew. Certainly in a tough jam to start the game.
He's got to bring the positive energy, and then it will show effectiveness later in the game.
Just a bit low for a ball. 2 balls, actually 3 balls, and no strikes. And you're right, Jaden. It's difficult. You get your head down this early in the game, get yourself in a real jam, and it can really cascade if you're not careful. The pitch. In the dirt for a ball. That will be a walk, which will bring a runner home.
Coach Abar is going out on the mound again. They're going to do another meeting.
So far, Andrews had trouble narrowing in on the strike zone, and he's actually going to come out of the game.
Alex Sade is coming in to pitch now.
So Whiteside is out. Sade is coming in for Oliver Ames, and he'll get some throws here for just a second to warm up. Of course, not even really any time to be able to throw in the bullpen. So Sade is coming in a leverage situation. It's going to be a difficult spot. He's got bases loaded once again. No outs. Already down by 1. And you have to feel for Andrew, that's a tough situation for him to be in. You have to wonder maybe if there was some difficulty in the shoulder and his throwing motion because he's so reliable as a pitcher for Oliver Ames. That is very, very much out of character.
He could have like a minor injury that like they don't know about yet.
It's very possible, some tightness, some soreness, who knows, but any of that can mess up his mechanics. But Sade is going to come in a very, very difficult situation as he takes his warm-up throws right now.
So far, some of them are not that bad, actually, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, to be able to come in off the bench, it's not unusual for a pitcher in relief to get about a half inning of work over in the bullpen, but basically to just jump up from the bench and run out to the mound is not what you're looking for, but in this situation, it's what's necessary, and Sade is going to hopefully rise to the occasion here.
That was a good pitch there. Looks like they're going to go back to playing now. I think one more pitch. Nope.
Usually I believe they get about 10 warm-up pitches, somewhere around there, but then the game has to go on, and so that will be the case for Alex as he and Drew Hall, the catcher, talk a little strategy in the few moments that they have, the few brief moments before this game resumes. But if you're just tuning in, Oliver Ames down by 1 here in the first. Andrew Whiteside with the start, but pulled very early. Alex Sade in for Whiteside, but the bases are loaded. There are no outs. The number 5 hitter, Brett Sharples, is also the pitcher today, is at bat.
So pitcher versus pitcher matchup right here. All right, let's see who wins it.
Always interesting to see the strategy. Strike call. Count is 0-1. Today, with his next pitch. Foul on the right field. And the count's 0-2.
I think his last name is pronounced Sade.
Sade, yes.
Yep.
So Brett Sharples down 0-2. Strike 3. Just what the doctor ordered for Oliver Ames. With the bases loaded, now there is 1 out. Hoping for a double play here to end the inning and end the damage.
Has not thrown a ball yet in his first batter.
Strong pitching from Sade there on the first at bat. Zach Amaro, the second baseman. Pass ball, and a run is going to score. Drew Hall grabs the ball and backs off the runners from moving any further. But unfortunately, that does have a run score. 1 ball, no strikes, 2-0, Whalers.
We have 1 out.
1 out again, looking for that double play to try to end this inning. And again, Amaro, the second baseman, stepping in. And the throw to home. Just a bit high for a ball. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Whalers up 2-0 here in the top of the first. The pitch. Again, same spot, just a touch high.
Some of these are pretty close. Just not, like, low enough.
Yeah, just on the edge of that strike zone, Jaden, you're right. 3 balls, no strikes. Today, looking to put one in the zone. Right there. 3 balls, 1 strike. As Amaro watches that one sail in.
Asade gets ready to pitch again.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Full count. Like how Sade has fought back on this sequence. Down 3-0, and now it's a full count. Big pitch here for Alex. Strike 3 is called. Take a seat, and that is out number 2.
2 strikeouts already for Sade.
2 strikeouts indeed. So with the right fielder, Easton Alameda, at the bat, a freshman. Pitch is outside for a ball.
You don't see that every day, freshman on the varsity team.
No, and that's a good point. And this is a pressure situation for this freshman, probably the biggest situation he's been in his young high school career. Ball 2. And if you're Alameda here, well, you're really looking to make your mark. You can bring in at least a couple here with a single.
Especially because Sade is a pretty good pitcher, so he's pretty
Swing
hard.
and a miss, a mighty cut, but misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. He was looking to make it 6-0 with that one swing, but he missed.
Sade's throwing a lot of strikes already.
He's honing in on the zone. Inside, saying that, inside for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, 2-0 Whalers. Top of the first, bases loaded. Sade coming in for relief here at the top of the first. And the pitch. Popped up to center field, where it is going to go off the glove of the center fielder. Throw is going to come in, but 2 runs are going to score. That's going to cause the game to be 4-0. Alameda, the freshman, coming up big.
That was Harrison Fitzpatrick, I believe.
It was Fitzpatrick laying out in the outfield. You can't blame him because that was a tough play to make. He got some leather on it, but just not enough. And by the time Colin LeMay got over there to grab the ball, 2 runs had scored. And it is now 4-0 Whalers here in the top of the first.
That's pretty common to happen in these type of games where you catch the ball and then it comes out of your glove. It's happened a couple times to me.
Foul, 0-1. And yeah, that's a tough play, Jaden. It's a diving grab. You can't blame Harrison for not making the catch there. He absolutely laid out, gave it his all, but 2 runs scored nonetheless.
He was trying to pick off the guy at first base. One strike for
Tweedy.
Owen
Tweedy, the first baseman. And as we're looking at our scorecards here, it looks like Alameda's actually taken second. Ball was overthrown on the stolen base, but time is called and he's not able to advance. So 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will end a very, very difficult top of the first for Oliver Ames. So the score now is New Bedford 4, Oliver Ames coming up to bat here in just a moment.
We got to do some damage here in the bottom of the inning if we want to come back.
Well, always bats have to wake up here, Jaden, like you were saying before, and like we were talking about at the top of the broadcast. Only scoring 2 runs in the past 2 games. Going to need to come up with a lot more than that, and they're in a hole here early, but we're going to see what happens. We've got a lot of baseball still here to play, and so no one's writing the obituary on this game here yet for the Tigers. As far as Oliver Ames action today, there's not a whole lot going on. We had 11 different games, 11 different teams for Oliver Ames playing on Wednesday. Only 4 or either 5 scheduled contests today, including this one, and 2 of them were canceled. Junior varsity boys at home was canceled due to field conditions, and the same for Froshmore boys who were playing at New Bedford. That was also canceled today. So other than the game that we have here, 3:45 start time for the JV girls softball. They are at home playing Braintree today, and also 3:45 start time for varsity girls softball, who is at home against Braintree. So not as many games for Oliver Ames as far as all the different sports that happen in the spring, but weather's playing a factor. A lot of rain here yesterday. We had all that cold weather on Wednesday, inundated with rain yesterday. But I will say, from being out in the field so far today and checking things out, it does appear that the field's in good condition, drained well. I don't think there should be any kind of issues with anything going on. Oh,
I'm hoping the rain.
Getting an update here from softball right now, 0-0, top of the second. Bottom of the second.
I'm hoping the rain does not like turn into effect for like the games like next week, 'cause I know we're getting a lot of rain by like I've heard on the news and stuff like that like this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of rain over the weekend and some on Monday. And as you mentioned that, Jaden, the Tigers do have a home game on Monday against Dighton Rehoboth, and we'll have to see how that works out. But for the moment, they are scheduled to play the third game of that 3-game homestand here on Monday. Well, let's go ahead and give you quickly the starting lineups for Oliver Ames. Batting first, Harrison Fitzpatrick, senior. Batting second, Cade Fowler. Batting third, Ryan Johnson. Batting fourth, A.J. Barancelli. Batting fifth, Drew Hall. As the first pitch at the bottom of the first is outside for a ball. Batting sixth, Tommy Whiteside. Batting seventh, Colin Costello. Eighth, Evan Zamilo. And 9, Colin LeMay. And that's going to stay fair as the catcher is going to throw off his mask, throw it to first, and gets him in time for out number 1. Harrison moved up the first baseline, and that ball, which traveled all of about 2 feet, it remained in the dirt in front of home plate, but was in fair territory. The catcher, Trevor Rodriguez, making the heads-up play, throwing off his mask, throwing it to first in time for out number 1.
That was hard to see, probably.
Cade Fowler, the senior, second baseman, batting second for Oliver Ames. The first pitch is a strike. Again, the score is 4-0, New Bedford, bottom of the first.
One ball.
In the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cade waiting for the pitch. Here it comes. Pop up will go out of play. The pitcher for New Bedford today, as we mentioned in the top of the first when he was at bat, is Brent Sharples. Comes in today for his first start of the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for Fowler.
He's looking to get on base here.
Just outside. The bottom dropped out of that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That looked like a curveball kind of to me.
It definitely had some movement. It looked like it was in the zone, and then the bottom dropped out of it. Which is good news for
Fowler.
Cade because, yeah, that would have been strike 3. Quick conversation with Sharples between him and his catcher, Rodriguez. And we're back to the action. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first for OA. And the throw. Once again in the dirt. Thought about it and waited, and he stretched this out now to a full count. Cade battling at this at-bat.
Let's see what the pitch is here.
Wild pitch.
Went right to us. Almost.
And Cade runs to first, possibly looking for second, but wisely stays at first for that walk. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Frothingham Park, and I know we seem to mention this almost every broadcast, Jaden, the distance to the backstop here is very, very long compared to most baseball fields, and so sometimes what could be a walk could end up with a wild pitch like that turning into an extra base. A stolen base on a wild pitch could turn into 2 bases. 60 feet back from home plate, and for comparison, 60 feet 6 inches from home plate to the pitcher's mound. So by the time that catcher runs back, throws off his mask, and throws, that runner could be far, far gone.
Johnson's first pitch was a strike, so it's 0-1 the count.
In the dirt again. Sharple's having some of his own control issues to start early. So Johnson is now at bat, the right fielder.
That's the one negative thing about this field is that, like you said earlier, how this is so far back. Because I remember playing here at, like, summer ball one year, and, like, whenever the ball would go back here, there would always be, like, two people that, like, stole the bases and stuff like that, and it was, like, so easy to, like, get a run and stuff like that off, like, those things.
It's so true, and if your catcher is has let some pass balls go through, if you have wild pitches, it can change the complexion of a game in a moment. Here's the pitch. Low again. 3-1 for Ryan Johnson.
As Fowler's on first, too, so he's looking at
Taking his
advanced.
Yeah, he's taking his lead.
The pitch is going to come.
Connects to go through the gap. No, the shortstop grabs it, but is unable to make a play. Looked like it was going to go right between second and third base, but the shortstop making the grab there, but the play unfolded so slowly that runners advance. Everyone's safe. That'll be counted as a single for Ryan Johnson, and A.J. Baroncelli, the cleanup, comes to bat.
Let's see what he can do here on his first up at bat.
A.J. had a solid game on Wednesday. Want to replicate his performance here this afternoon. Outside for a ball. And Jaden, it looks like Sharples, the pitcher here, is having some of his own issues finding the strike zone here early.
But the coaches, except, have not, like, went up to, like, meet him.
Nope, not yet. They're letting him pitch a little bit, trying to let him work it out himself. And speaking of finding the strike zone, he just did for strike one. OA runners on first and second. One out. AJ at the bat.
Strike two. The count is 1-2 now. Baroncelli is looking to get a hit and have Fowler and Johnson advance.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. AJ just missed, and that'll be the second out. OA still does have runners on first and second with two outs, and Drew Hall, the catcher, coming to bat. And Drew himself also, I believe, had a double on Wednesday.
Yeah, it seems like this pitcher for New Bedford is not bad.
Drew, just looking at my notes here, Drew had a single on Wednesday, but that's remarkable in and of itself because there were only 3 hits for the game. So Drew had one of those. We could use another one right here.
They only had 3 hits that whole game.
3 hits. It was a 3-hitter for
yeah, you did say
Mansfield, yeah. Foul tip. Strike 2. And very quickly, Drew's behind in the count with 2 strikes.
So you got to be careful here and protect.
0-2, 2 outs. Again, runners on first and second. Bottom of the first.
Now hoping for like a bad pitch. That way Fowler and Johnson can like steal the bases.
Wild pitch here would be just fine. Right on the corner, strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. Well, after 1, the score is Whalers 4, Tigers nothing. We'll be back for the second in just a moment. Stay with us here on ECAT.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Hey, Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton. Hello and welcome to Easton News. I'm Joe Taft.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The Town of Easton is undertaking a crucial public safety and public works facilities replacement project to enhance essential services for the community.
Community events.
Mark your calendars and get your costumes ready. The Easton Food Pantry will be hosting a Halloween parade.
And sports.
Boys soccer stayed hot, defeating Stoughton 2-1. That was the team's 5th straight division title and 4th in a row in the Davenport.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
For Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
And we're back at Worcester Field, Frothingham Park, for inning number 2, where your Oliver Ames Tigers are behind by 4 after some difficulty for the starting pitcher, Andrew Whiteside, who was taken out of the game without registering an out. Alex Sade comes in and, with a gritty performance, all things considered, coming in with really not a lot of warning, gives up 1 earned run. 3 of those runs will be registered to Whiteside. But definitely saw some good things coming from him from such a to be in such a difficult position. Jaden, unenviable.
I don't know.
Gotta move your microphone down there. There you go. And we're back, Jaden. As you were saying, Jaden.
Yes. Yeah, to just come in and without any warning, like you said, it's impressive how well he did.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a tough spot. He was in a jam for sure. But like I said, gutsy on his part. But we're at the bottom of the order for New Bedford. Dom Pereira is at bat, the left fielder. Sade with the first pitch. Outside for a ball. New Bedford was 8-12 last year on the season. A difficult year for them. However, they did win 7 of their last 10 games. Had a little bit of momentum at the end of the season. 0-2 at the start of this season.
You know if they had any seniors that graduated last year?
They actually had quite a few seniors graduate last year, and so they're really kind of starting fresh here, which I think is, with a freshman out there playing today, a couple sophomores, no doubt they are rebuilding to some extent.
The
2 balls,
sophomores too?
2 balls and 1 strike to Pereira. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
The count is 2-2.
And you can't count New Bedford out at any time because of their coach, John Seed. Like I mentioned, Massachusetts Coaches Association Hall of Famer. 34 years at New Bedford. Played for New Bedford in high school, and then went to the University of Massachusetts. Played for UMass, 1976. Had all New England honors. Then went back home to New Bedford, where he's coached over 30 years. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll be the 3rd strikeout for Alex.
I think that was his 4th, because I'm pretty sure he had all 3 strikeouts. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, you know what?
I might have been wrong.
I believe Owen Tweedy struck out at the end of the 1st. So you may be right as we look at the old the old scorecard here, and we'll count it 4. How about that, Jaden? I like it.
I don't know if it was a strikeout, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, we're going to say it is now. So we're back to the top of the order with Marquise Gonsalves, who started with a walk. But he's behind 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. He's behind quickly. 0-2.
Side's throwing on the money right now.
Again, Gonsalves, one of their all-stars. And, yeah, Sade does look like he's locking in. Popped up. Right fielder's going to make the call.
That was Johnson with the out.
Johnson makes the easy grab for out number 2. Costello, again, their other all-star, is up at bat right now. Center fielder, he had a single back an inning ago. The lefty looks for the pitch. Sade. Swing and a miss again. They're having trouble hitting some of those pitches coming in. It's great to see, especially after the rough first inning.
They're good pitchers, too, so they're, like, easily hittable.
Popped up. Foul. Is it in play? No, it is well out of play as Evans and Milo charged at it, but he would have had to climb up into the stands to grab that one.
That would have been a crazy catch.
I would have loved to have watched it. I don't know that we got a camera there, but I would have loved to have seen it.
I should put a camera like on the bleachers.
He charged at that one. 0-2, 2 outs. Check swing. Call to first is that he did not go around 1-2.
I felt like that was like close enough to like a strike, but okay.
Well, Drew appealed to the first base umpire, who gave the indication that he did not go around, didn't turn the knuckles, turn the wrists rather, to make a full swing.
A lot of those type of plays, like where you like want to swing and then you like hold back the last second.
He holds back. As long as those wrists do not turn, it is not counted as a swing. 2-2, 2 outs. Strike 3 as Costello, the all-star, watches it go by, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning. What a difference an inning makes for Oliver Ames. Well, Oliver Ames will be back up here in just a moment, but the score in the meantime is New Bedford 4, Oliver Ames nothing.
Yeah, the crazy part is that in only an inning and a half, Sade already has 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's great to see Sade in the situation that he's in just absolutely take control. It's really unbelievable. Well, I'll give you some of the out-of-town scoreboard for the Hockomock League at this time, and there was a no-hitter in the Hawk on Wednesday as North Attleboro blanked Stoughton 4-0. North Attleboro senior Dylan Waterhouse dazzled on the mound, throwing a no-hitter to lead the Rocketeers to a 4-0 win over visiting Stoughton. Waterhouse retired the side in order in the first 3 innings, worked around an error, and a 2-out walk in the 4th to keep the game scoreless, and then he retired 9 straight to complete the no-hitter, striking out 4 for the win. Also on Wednesday, final score, Milford 4, Sharon 1, Taunton 5, Attleboro 4. Canton loses to Foxborough 6-1, and Franklin and King Philip, final score, King Philip 4, Franklin 3 in 8 innings.
Some pretty good games.
Overall. Well, think about a no-hitter. To be able to watch that is a pretty neat thing. And then we had dueling 3-hitters here at Oliver Ames, or at Frothingham, rather, on Wednesday, with both Mansfield and OA putting up 3 hitters. Real pitchers duel.
As Thomas Whiteside is starting us off here for the Tigers to start up this bottom of the 2nd inning.
So Tommy up to bat. And the difference between the 1st and 2nd inning is so stark. It's hard to even put into words, because it's been like the tale of 2 games between what happened in the 1st inning, what happened in the 2nd game. Total control from Sade. Looking forward to seeing what happens in the 3rd. But in the meantime, here's Tommy. who watched that pitch drop into the zone for a strike.
0-1 is the count.
Tommy's a senior, playing first base today. And that's a slow tapper down the third base line that just rolls foul.
That's pretty close to like being fair. Like it was like right on the line, I feel like.
It broke really close to the bag, but broke to the left of the third base. And it's foul as Tommy comes back. And it's quickly behind 0-2. Sharples with the pitch. Well outside.
1-2 is the count.
Sharples deals. Hit off the knuckles. And in foul territory, Trevor Rodriguez, the catcher, makes the catch.
Good heads-up play by him.
So Tommy makes the first out of the inning. Colin Costello, the designated hitter for today, comes up for Oliver Ames. His first at-bat of the day. First at-bat home of the season. Colin
See
digs
what
in.
he can do here.
Very low. Ball gets away from the catcher. 1-0. And the pitch. High. Ball 2. Again, Sharples struggled a little bit with his control in the first inning.
He saw the Tigers to 0 runs. I guess that's good for them.
Ball 3.
I think that was a strike. I'm pretty sure.
I think the count's 3-0, but we'll have to keep an eye on it here.
Pretty sure I see 2 strikes. Huh.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Oh, okay. Can't really see from back here.
The count is 2-2. Indication from the umpire.
Now it is. All right.
The count 2-2. 1 out. No one on for Oliver Ames. Ball 3. Full count. Colin again, first at bat at home for the season. Swing and missed for strike 3. Colin registers the second out, and batting 8th, Evan Zamilo, playing third base today.
Almost made that great play at third base.
Yes, he did.
So close.
Ball is tap foul for strike 1.
Oh, and 1 is the count with 2 outs. We need to get someone on base right here.
It all starts with getting a base runner, and that's what Oliver Ames needs right now desperately. Here in the bottom of the second.
Good
Chopper
contacts.
down the third base line. The throw to first is made in time for out number 3. So Oliver Ames goes down in order here at the bottom of the second. We'll be back for the third here at Frothingham in just a moment, so stay with us on ECAT.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah. Like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No. No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, It's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now.
We're back at Frothingham. It's the top of the third, and New Bedford remains ahead 4-0. Starting off for the Whalers, here is the catcher, Trevor Rodriguez. 1 for 1 on the day with a single.
Sade's looking to get his first pitch down with the third inning.
Sade 5 strikeouts in relief here in the top of the third, and that's correct. He is in relief, coming in for Andrew Whiteside during the top of the first. But after coming in a very leveraged situation, has settled in nicely as that ball is popped way out into the berm, up near the tree, and that's going to be at least a double as the runner stops at second.
That was a monster hit.
He got all of that, and that went out to that very, very deep part of the park, rolling up the berm toward the tree, somewhere around 300 feet, give or take, out in that area. And he got all of it.
It's definitely hard to get like a home run in this place. It's not that hard if you hit it like out to the tree, probably like far enough.
Well, if you hit the tree, and this is one of the interesting things about Frothingham Park, that there's a tree in play. You don't really see that very much. Major leagues, minor leagues, college, little league. You don't really normally see trees in the middle of the stadium, in the middle of the field. But that is a ground rule double. That ball is lasered foul.
That stayed fair right there, that hit. That probably could have been easily a double. That was
that would have scored the run from second without a doubt if it was about 5 or 6 feet more to the right. 0-2 is the count for Sade against Chris Woods, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing.
He definitely won, yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Looking good at first out of the inning still.
Rodriguez. Oh, that is actually called strike 3 on appeal. And that will be Alex's 6th K of the game. I think one of the interesting storylines of today's game, Jaden, is Oliver Ames last year, again, 4-16. They would have a bad inning. The game would just absolutely get away from them, and really not much opportunity as that ball is hit to the second baseman and goes through into the outfield. A run's going to score. The play is made towards second. The ball scoots past second into the foul territory. Throw is made to third, and he's safe at third. A single stretched out into a triple because of some throwing errors there by Oliver Ames, and that kind of goes back to what we were just talking about as a run just scored for the Whalers. The score is now 5-0.
Yeah, that was a rough stretch right there for the Tigers.
Well, a couple of bad throws, some heads-up base running by the pitcher, Brent Sharples, and just like that, this game is starting to open up. A runner on third.
That ball went far out there.
Foul tip for strike 1. Yeah, and one of the difficulties again last year was that these games could get out of hand, and one of the really positive things from the last few, as he swings and misses for strike 2, was that Oliver Ames was able to keep these games in hand. And so we're looking to see if we can stop the bleeding here with a runner on third and 1 out. Foul tip again. About 6 or 7 feet to the right of Jaden. You didn't flinch. That's good. Good job.
Hoping it doesn't go through the little crack. I don't think it's
Yeah,
possible.
no, that chain link.
It's not possible, right?
We're going to flinch, but it's not going to go through no matter what.
That's good.
No matter what happens, but I flinch every time it gets close. 0-2, 1 out. Zach Amaral, the second baseman, taps it foul to remain alive at 0-2.
Was hit right towards the Tigers bench.
Sharples on third with some heads-up base running, really a single that with some throwing errors ended up putting him on third base, but an RBI for him. The pitch. Just outside the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Saudi's still throwing pretty good pitchers. Because they're all pretty good pitchers if they're hitting it.
No, he's got to be happy for the most part with his placement, although that was over the head of the batter. Nice duck.
I definitely should not have said anything. Because right when I said, I was complimenting him.
That one did get away from him. But a good heads-up play, no pun intended, by Amaral to get out of the way of that pitch. But we're looking at a 2-2 count.
That could have hit him pretty hard if he didn't move out of the way.
Just a touch high, out of the zone.
Full
and
count.
Amaral battled back to a full count.
Looking to get our second out of the inning.
Here's the pitch. Tapped out of play. And there's a souvenir for some of the pickleball players.
Amaral is fighting really hard on this up at bat.
He is staying alive. Wanting to extend the lead for New Bedford. 5-0. 1 out. The pitch. He's going to hit that to center field where it's going to be caught for out number 2. The throw is going to be made to home. Drew Hall's going to take it and tag out the runner. He misses the tag.
What? No way.
The runner slides under Drew Hall's tag, and that will be another run for New Bedford, 6-0. That is an unfortunate error for Drew there.
That was like an easy out, too.
Well, that was unfortunate because Drew had it about 2 or 3 steps ahead of the runner, but not blocking the plate. Of course, you can't officially block the plate, but a little bit out of position. And the heads-up base running by New Bedford to slide right between his legs under the tag. You got to admire it, except for the fact that, well, it was against us. But a heads-up
Still
run.
incredible.
Sharples with an RBI and then also scoring a run to help pad his lead as he continues pitching. It's 6-0. Now, there was an out. Of course, Harrison Fitzpatrick made the catch in center field. And a great throw by Harrison to Drew Hall.
He threw that like right to Hall, too.
Great
like,
throw.
Yeah.
Great throw. But the run scored nonetheless. 2-1. And the look on Drew's face, he just couldn't believe that he had gotten under the tag. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's get out of this inning if you're Oliver Ames. One more strike.
Get the bats going.
One more strike will do it. Let's finish them off here in the top of the third and stop the bleeding. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a throw. Again, back to Fitzpatrick. Pop fly. Easy catch for out number 3.
Good plays by Fitzpatrick this game.
He has been on, no doubt, in center field, and the one catch that he missed was that very difficult sliding catch that just went out of his glove that, again, you can't fault him for. Well, breaking news, Eaton with ECAT is back. Season 2 premieres Monday, April 7th. ECAT's most dynamic duo, Joe Taft and Jack Ryan, will introduce their brand new co-host, Paola Tallarico, as they share delicious snacks, discuss the spiciest food debates, and compete to see who will win their world-famous gauntlet. Catch the episode 4 p.m. Monday right here on Essentials channel. You can also watch on the ECAT YouTube page. I'm a big fan of Eating with ECAT. Have you ever watched Eating with ECAT?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I want to go on the show one time, but
You were on the show one time. You said you watched the show or you were on the show
I
with
want to
them?
go on the show
You
one
want to
time.
go on the show with them.
One
yeah.
time.
I think that would be phenomenal.
As like a guest, maybe.
I watched Joe Taft drink a variety of sodas from all around the world, and to watch his facial expressions, I pay money for it, but it's free on YouTube. You got to check it out. So go to eastoncat.org, and you can find Season 1 of Eating with ECAT, and you can also watch Season 2 coming up here in just a little while. And speaking of Easton shows, Jaden, you starred on the Season 1 of Expedition Easton. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
So now, how was that experience for you?
It was fun. Yeah, it was really interesting because I did a lot of like stuff I'd never really done before. Like, I don't really swim like 6 laps all at once, and I don't think I would plan on doing that again. Like, without stopping.
Well,
yeah.
Jaden, I don't know how to say this, but your pain makes for great television, and so we appreciate all that you did to be able to provide Easton that quality programming that you've come to know from Easton Community Access Television. Well, it is the bottom of the third, and Oliver Ames is back, wanting to chip away at this 6-0 lead by the Whalers. Colin LeMay, bottom of the order, is up for his first at-bat of the day.
Let's see what he can do here.
1 ball, no strikes. Make that 2 balls, no strikes. So far, Oliver Ames has only managed a single, and that was by Ryan Johnson back in the first inning. Low once again for a ball.
Yeah, there's been a lot of walks today, but only 1 hit, like you said. Just kind of shocking.
Here's the pitch. That one does make it into the zone for a count of 3-1. Yeah, not only do the bats have to wake up today, Jaden, they have to wake up this season, and they just have not yet, as they're still kind of going through their paces. That's a foul that goes off his ankle, and I think Colin's probably going to shake that off there for a minute, and he's going to step back in. 3-2. Colin's a senior. A little bit of a conversation there between the catcher and the umpire, but we're back at it. 3-2, once again, for LeMay. He hits it strong to center field. The center field backpedaling, but is going to make the catch for out number 1. That may be the best contact Oliver Ames has made today, but unfortunately it was about 6 or 7 feet away from Joe Costello, the center fielder, who backpedaled just a little bit and made the catch.
That was a strong hit by LeMay, though, for sure.
Harrison Fitzpatrick back up, grounded out in the first. Here's the pitch. Again, low for a ball. Going back to the intricacies, if you will, of Frothingham Park in between innings just a few moments ago. Well, as that goes past the first baseman, and Fitzpatrick's going to beat it out for a single. Strongly hit to the first baseman, who could not handle it. Too hot to handle, and was not able to retrieve it in time for Fitzpatrick, who streaked up first base. Very eerily similar to what happened to him in the first inning when he hit that ball about 2 feet and ran up first base. But this time, his speed pays off, and Oliver Ames has a runner on first with 1 out. But I was watching someone walking a dog in the middle of the outfield just a few moments ago. You're probably not going to see that at Fenway today.
I didn't see it. Huh.
Yeah. So that's just Frothingham is just it's there's nothing like it, and it's a great place to watch baseball. a very unique place to play baseball.
It's definitely fun to play here.
Cade Fowler's second at bat, swings and misses for strike one. Had a walk in the first inning.
Tigers looking for the second hit of the game.
Sharples. That sinker is low. No, actually it's in the zone for strike two. My apologies. 0-2 as Fowler gets behind quickly here. Pick off attempt, back to first. Not in time.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick is having a really good game overall, like with the fielding plays and now the hitting.
Pop up to shallow right field where it is caught by the second baseman, Zach Amaral, who comes in. There might have been some opportunity there. You were hoping for one of them to bobble the catch, but out number two is made. Ryan Johnson now at bat. The only other hit of the game so far back in the first inning. But to your point, Fitzpatrick has been all over the place today so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been doing like everything for us so far. Oh, monster
strong hit to center field, but once again right towards the center fielder who makes the easy grab for out number three. Well, one hit, but no runs for Oliver Ames in the third, and we'll be back for the fourth in just a moment. It's Whalers 6, Tigers nothing, here on ECAT.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long, or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Hey Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
Hello and welcome to Easton News. I'm Joe Taft.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The Town of Easton is undertaking a crucial public safety and public works facilities replacement project to enhance essential services for the community.
Community events.
Mark your calendars and get your costumes ready. The Easton Food Pantry will be hosting a Halloween parade.
And sports.
Boys soccer stayed hot, defeating Stoughton 2-1. That was the team's 5th straight division title and 4th in a row in the Davenport.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
For Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
And we're back at Frothingham Park, and the score remains 6-0 New Bedford. And we have a substitution for Oliver Ames. Drew Hall has been replaced by number 28, Maxwell Sue. Maxwell Sue substituting for Drew Hall at the dish.
Yeah, looking to make a catching change after that mistake by Hall, or that error.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly why. It would be interesting to ask Coach Abar after the game, the thought process there. But at the same time, all I do know is that after what had happened in the last inning, that Drew Hall is out and Sue is in. And Sade,
he's looking to keep up his hot streak right now.
6 strikeouts, but 3 earned runs so far of the 6 that the Whalers have tacked up on the board. Strike 1 call for Sade.
Oh, and 2 is the count.
Number 8 in the order is at bat for the Whalers, Owen Tweedy. Here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's another K added up for Alex.
He's having one heck of a game right now.
Well, the strikeouts are great, but, he's also given up 3 earned runs, and so...
I feel like some of them weren't his fault.
Well, and when you consider, to your point, Jaden, that those throwing errors that ended up having the runner go to third, cleared out the bases, and there was some of that. And actually, looking at the official scorer's book, I don't know that all of those would have been charged to him, although he gave up the hits. But those runners did move around on some fielding or throwing errors. So you're right in the sense that it's some unfortunate breaks for him on a day he wasn't even expecting to pitch in the first place. Throw to first. Out number 2.
Well, you still can't complain if you're the Tigers with how he's been playing so far.
Well, if you're looking to the future as well, and I believe he was going to start on Monday. I have a feeling he won't start on Monday now, because of basically having an unplanned start here today. But you consider what he's been able to do on very short notice, and it's definitely a strong appearance for him. 1 ball, no strikes, as we get back to the top of the order for the Whalers and Marquise Gonçalves. 0 for 1 for the day with a walk. 2 balls and no strikes.
Do you know how many hits they've had? The New Bedford team?
By my count, there's 5, and I will readily admit that scoring a game and calling the game at the same time is not easy, but I think there's 5. Wild pitch, ball 3. We have a scoreboard update from the softball game, and so far, Oliver Ames up by 2 over Braintree in the 4th inning, I believe. Okay, top of the 4th right now.
That was a little outside for ball 4.
Ball 4. If I'm not mistaken, the softball game is on the ECAT Essentials channel right now. They're on the ECAT Education channel. Yeah, if you're watching us, you are on the ECAT Essentials channel. We're so essential, I didn't even know where we were. That's how essential we are. Also on Facebook Live as well. Hopefully there's no comments about
no
comments like the one that I made. Yeah, no, I don't. We don't want any. Yeah, doing our best here, folks. All right,
keep all negativity out of here.
Joe Costello is at bat. Runner on first with the walk, and he breaks. Pop out very quickly for Costello to Colin LeMay in left field, and just like that, well, that's the end of the half inning for New Bedford. No runs there for New Bedford, but they remain ahead by 6. Oliver Ames will be up in just a moment. We do have some community events to let people know about, not just what's going on ECAT, but what's going on in Easton in general. And, there's going to be a lot of elections and a lot of voting taking place here over the next few months. Another reason to be watching ECAT, because you're going to see board meetings galore. Saturday, April 26th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the annual town election. You keep that excitement, Jaden. Don't ever let that excitement go away, all right? Especially when you're a voting age, all right? There's annual town election.
Actually, I am now.
Are you now? Okay, good
18,
for you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, you should be at annual town election, Jaden, which is coming up on April 26th from 10 a.m. at 4 p.m. at Oliver Ames High School. But then on Tuesday, April 29th, there's also a budget hearing for fiscal year 2026. Of course, there's a lot of information and a lot of questions about that. Tuesday, May 13th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., there's a special primary election for the 3rd Bristol District State Representative, a special election after the passing of Representative Carol Doherty, and so there will be a special election Tuesday, May 13th. Monday, May 19th is annual town meeting, and nothing going on there, I'm sure, that is that interesting. Well, or everything will be interesting that night. So I would suggest bring your sleeping bags, bring your pillows, and it's going to be a long night at annual town meeting. But do come and exercise your right to make your voice heard on the 2026 fiscal year budget. And then Tuesday, June 10th, at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., there'll be a special town election for an override as well as a special state election. A lot going on at the ballot box, a lot going on in the boardrooms, and you can find all of that information on easton.ma.us. Well, we're at the bottom of the 4th inning, and the cleanup hitter, A.J. Barancelli, is up. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout.
Looking to get in the hitting column today.
Got to get something going here, Jaden. And a hit out past third base, and you said it, and it happened. Line drive past the third baseman's glove. Great hit by A.J.
I need to say that stuff more, because right when I just said they need to get a hit.
Your timing.
Right when I said that.
Your timing was impeccable. So A.J. right down the left field line, past the third baseman. Great hit.
As Max is batting in for Drew Hall.
Correct. So
for the first time.
So we have Max Sue in again, number 24, substituting for Drew
28.
Hall. 28. Yep, 28. Contact is made, but it is foul. So we have A.J. on first, no outs, with Sue at the plate. 0-1 is the count.
Let's get another hit here.
Pitch from Sharples. Low for a ball. A.J. taking a generous lead there, but the catcher staring him down, walking him back to first. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs, bottom of the 4th. Tigers down by 6. Ball 2.
Just a low, too low.
If I'm not mistaken, this would be Sue's first at-bat of the season, coming in relief for Drew Hall at catcher. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful.
Good thing that AJ's not taking too many big leads to put himself in a bad situation.
A pretty modest lead that he's taken there at first base, and pitch in the dirt stopped by Rodriguez before it could go to the backstop. But that does make the count 3-1.
As Sue has a 3-1 count.
Strike on the outside corner. I don't know that I can blame Max for taking on that. That looked like it was right on the edge there.
Yeah,
full count.
It was pretty far out there, that pitch.
Full count. There he goes. But as the runner goes, it's ball 4. And so what would have been a stolen base ends up being just a movement from first to second by A.J. as Max Sue gets the walk.
Looks like the coach for New Bedford is going out to talk to the pitcher.
Coach Seed is going out there to talk it over with Sharples. They do have, or did have, someone doing some work in the bullpen, and it'll be interesting to see if he gets the call into the game. Now Coach Abar's talking with the umpire, looking over his lineup card. Well, there's not been a lot to be excited about if you're a Tigers fan so far in this game, Jaden. However, it's good to see that we've got 2 runners on base, no outs, and hope springs eternal for all of our Ames fans as Tommy Whiteside steps into the plate. He's 0 for 1 today with a flyout in the second.
And again, the hitting column.
Slaps that one down to the second baseman, who's going to go for the double play, and it is not made because the first baseman is off the bag. So Tommy will be on by fielder's choice. The runner will be out at second, but we do have runners at the corners with one out, and so we do have a runner advancing.
A hit in the outfield here could do some damage. If Colin Costello could do some damage hitting here, it could pay off for us.
Colin does step up to the plate right now with runners on the corners. One out. Struck out in the second inning. Colin, the righty, digs in. Sharples. Throws. Outside as the runner goes, and he is going to be, I can't see what happened, but it looks like there was a drop.
It was like overthrown.
Was it overthrown?
Okay. I
Okay.
could see it like at my angle.
All right, but the good news about that was that not only did the runner advance from second to third, but the runner on third went home. And so we've got a run on the board for Oliver Ames. It's now 6-1. He crossed the dish. It's hard from our broadcast location, Jaden, to sometimes see what's going on at second base because we've got to look past 4 different people to see second base as that ball flies out onto Park Street. Yeah, we were literally right behind home plate, and so when the throw from the catcher to second base is made, it's hard to see past all the guys who are standing up. So there are times I think maybe at home you were actually seeing what's happening before we do on those plays to second. But the end result was the stolen base caused an overthrow, which brought AJ home. Right down the middle, which will score a run. That's the second run of the inning as Colin gets an RBI single. The score now is New Bedford 6, Oliver Ames 2.
That was a great hit. You could hear like how well it was hit, like with the loud ding.
Yeah, you like that sound. Boy, I like the major leagues, the sound of the wood on the bat. But at this level, that ping is always a good sign, at least when it's the home team.
Now up to bat is Evan Samilo for a second time.
Grounded out in the second.
As the sun is coming out here.
The sun is coming out, and hope is shining a little bit on the faces of Oliver Ames. Although, as I say that, Evan swings through the pitch for a strike. But perhaps we think about a rally here?
Might be the
Jane?
gods coming down. The sun coming out.
Pitch into the zone for a strike. 1-2. Runner on first. Well inside for a ball.
Good thing he ducked out of the way.
Yep. So Oliver Ames chipping it away. Down by 6, now down by 4. Sharples throws. Popped up to center field. The center fielder is backpedaling, looking, and makes the catch for out number 2.
And Colin LeMay is coming out to bat for the second time.
I will say, Jaden, it's not that the guys haven't made contact. They have definitely put the bat to the ball. It's just
it goes right to the players whenever they hit it.
They've not finding the gaps, unfortunately, and calling a mighty swing for strike 1. Yeah, that's probably the third or fourth pop out to center field, and they're decent hits, decent cuts, but as that ball's inside. But when you're hitting it just about 6 or 7 feet away from the fielder, not much you can do. Boy, that sun feels nice right now. 6-2. Oliver Ames trying to battle back with a runner on first, and the runner thinks about going but goes back. 2 balls, 1 strike.
they just have to not give up, the Tigers, and then maybe like persevere when things are like rough for them.
Well, and
maybe
I think
we'll see a nice comeback.
I think that would be one of the hallmarks of this team in 2025 is that ball is lined out to the shortstop for out number 3. But you got to be happy with the fact that 2 runs are chipped away from the 6-run lead by New Bedford, and the score at the bottom of the 4th, going into the 5th, 6-2 Whalers. We'll be back in a moment here on ECAT.
Yeah, this is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you talking about? Of course we're real.
Look, it's not that we're not real. We're just not living, breathing animals. You don't even have a mouth, dude.
Well, oh yeah? Well, your eyes are just plastic.
Right back at you.
You've ruined my vacation. I can't believe you've done this.
I mean, while we're at it, why do we need a vacation? It's not like you have a job.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm out of here.
Cubby, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Oh, well, you have to get it eventually.
If you'd like to get your hands on a cubby of your own, scan the QR code on your screen now.
That's nice. So
Back at Frothingham Park, the score is 6-2, and an interesting game here today, much different game than we had on our Wednesday broadcast where Oliver Ames lost that pitching duel 1-0. We had Andrew Whiteside starting in the first, but what we suspect is some kind of soreness or injury. Still don't really have a confirmation of that yet, but was pulled in the top of the first, hadn't even registered an out, was having trouble putting the ball across the plate, which is very much unlike him. Alex Sade coming in relief in the top of the first, which is highly unusual. Wasn't even in the bullpen, didn't even have a chance to really warm up other than the warm-up pitches he had once he was called into the game. But New Bedford had scored 6 unanswered runs, and Oliver Ames came back in the 4th with 2 of their own, and the score is now 6-2.
his first pitch is in the dirt.
Trevor Rodriguez, the catcher, is up. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. Ball 2.
Sade's thrown 2 pitches just out of the strike box.
Pop fly, center field. Harrison Fitzpatrick, once again, you've heard that name quite a bit today because he's had a lot of activity out there in the outfield and makes the catch for out number 1. The shortstop, cleanup. Chris Woods comes up to bat. And that wind blowing in right now.
Nice part about playing in the outfield is that you always get to hit the ball, so that's the nice part.
Well, right now with that wind, a pop-up is going to hang up in the air a little bit more. Not going to quite get the distance the hitter would want it to have. Of course, that'll work both ways. But certainly it's in Oliver Ames' favor right now as that ball's inside. 1-1. Woods has had a walk and a strikeout so far today. here for his third at bat. In the dirt. Update from softball over on the Education Channel, and it's the top of the sixth, and Oliver Ames is ahead 3-2 against Braintree. We'll give you more updates as we have them. Don't touch that dial. We're on the Essentials Channel. Did you know that? Did you know we were Essential, Jaden?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that. All right, we are Essential here, and that's a good feeling. What's that? And Facebook Live, yeah. I mean, how much more essential do you get than Facebook Live? 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Definitely makes
3 balls, actually.
Definitely makes us feel special.
Yeah.
That we're on the Central Channel.
Oh, yeah. Full count. In the dirt for ball 4. So Woods gets his second walk of the afternoon. Is on first with 1 out. Sharples once again comes to bat, and he struck out and had that single that he ended up stretching into a triple
because of the errors.
Because of the errors, and then ended up scoring that run with the slide through the wickets of Drew Hall back in the third. Misses the strike zone for a ball.
Looking to get our second out of the game, or the inning. We could get double play here if it gets hit to like shortstop or anybody in the infield. Definitely be a double play.
Yeah, you're looking at the infield at double play depth, wanting to get a quick end of the inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Sharples at the dish. Sade throws. Swing and a miss. Made him chase. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That went right down the middle. That strike.
Strike 2.
1 more strike, and he'll have his 8th strikeout of the night, or of the game.
Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Full count. Yeah, he's definitely made the Whalers batters chase today. They've had some difficulty with some of the movement on his pitches. Speaking of it, swing and a miss. For another strikeout, that would be strikeout number 9 by our count. 2 outs. Zach Amaral comes to the plate, second baseman. 0 for 2 on the day. Be great to make it 0 for 3 and end this inning. Again, runner on first, top of the 5th. Another swing and a miss.
He's been throwing pretty good overall for the most part, Sade.
Yeah, it's been a strong, I almost said a strong start. He didn't start, but a strong relief appearance for him under very unusual circumstances. As that ball went over the head of Amaral. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looking for 2 more strikes to end the inning.
Foul ball. Off the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and looking to close out the top of the 5th.
1 more strikeout, and he could end up to 10 right now.
Again, over the head of Amaral as he ducks once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Right up the middle for a base hit. Runners will stop. And that one was blasted right down the middle, past both Sade and Cade Fowler.
Sade had a duck for that one, so
Yeah.
that he could not get hit.
Yeah. And as we have a visit to the mound, see if Alex will stay in or if we'll have a new pitcher here today. So we'll see what happens in just a moment.
So that means it have to be Jack Devonshire or who else?
Well, they have a few pitchers available to them, but it looks like Sade's going to stay in. Just give him a little bit of encouragement. Want to close this out with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. Alameda at bat, the freshman, who's 1 for 2.
He's doing pretty good today for a freshman. I'm impressed.
Yeah, when you consider not on the Froshmore team, not on a JV team, playing on the varsity, and has come up big already today.
Some good reps for young players. It's good to see.
Strike 1. Easton Alameda actually at bat identified as by South Coast News as one of the players to watch for on New Bedford. And I'd imagine if you're a freshman playing on varsity that you're one of the players you need to watch out for. There's a reason you're playing varsity.
They picked you for a reason.
Got some tools. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Again, runners on first and second. 6-2 Whalers. And New Bedford looking to try to take back some of those 2 runs that they just gave up in the 4th. Nice curve there for a strike.
He's pretty good at throwing curveballs, Alex.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The pitch. A little bit high for a ball. Full count. And another opportunity to close out this inning here. Wasn't able to at the last at bat. Listening to the Oliver Ames dugout, trying to give some encouragement here. And the pitch is outside and a pass ball as Sue tries to grab the ball, and it's going to be not in time as a run crosses the plate, and runners will go to second and third. So with that wild pitch, not a pass ball, that was a wild pitch. With that wild pitch, a run scores and runners move on the base on ball to second and third. 2 outs, and this inning now extends, and that will be the day for Alex as he gets a round of applause from the crowd, and he deserves every single clap that he receives. A difficult day. He was in a difficult position. He couldn't lose in the sense that no matter what he did today, he was put into a very difficult spot. But I think he handled himself well. 9 strikeouts, you were saying, Jaden?
Yeah,
today?
He got 9 strikeouts.
9 strikeouts for the game. And we'll give you in just a moment the substitution as we have him turn around and get a look at the number. We're not always privy to the substitutions when they're made.
That's Jack Devonshire, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. We'll try to get confirmation of that in a second. Let's see. Good look over here. Evan Zamilo is going to be our new pitcher. No, that doesn't sound right. Number 10.
Oh.
Sure enough, Evan is going to move over from third base, so there will be another substitution that's made. Let's see who. We got some guys moving around here. Cade Fowler will move to third base, and then we'll have to see who's over at second now. But coach is moving some guys around in the infield, and then a substitution would have been made as well. But when we identify that, we'll make sure we give that over to you because we're not always aware of what those are. But Evan Zamilo coming in for relief. 2 outs. He's inherited runners on second and third.
Who's batting? Wait.
We'll see here in just a second, but
right.
it should be the first baseman, and it is Owen Tweedy, who struck out twice so far in the game.
Let's see what Evan Zamilo can do here.
So these runners will not be chargeable to Evan. They will be registered if they score to Alex Sade. But Zamilo's looking to close this out and keep the damage at 1 run only. 7-2 Whalers here in the top of the 5th. Foul tip off the knuckles.
He definitely throws pretty fast. Like, he has a lot of force with his throws. You could tell, like, in like the warm-ups.
Yeah, it's giving him some heat. 0-1. Here's the throw. It's like almost a submarine-style pitch right there for a ball. Not something that you see every day. Be curious to see that again. A very low trajectory on his throw.
It's working.
Another pass ball, which will bring another run home as the ball gets away from Sue. That not a wild pitch, one that just went right between his legs. Another run scores, the second of the inning, and it makes the score 8-2. And the 2 runs that Oliver Ames got in the bottom of the 4th have now just been erased here in the top of the 5th.
They just have to shake it off.
So Zamilo with 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 is called. That will end the inning, and Tweedy sits down for his 3rd strikeout of the day. Unfortunately, the New Bedford Whalers took 2 runs back from Oliver Ames, and the score here going into the bottom of the 5th is New Bedford Whalers 8 and Oliver Ames Tigers 2. Going back to some community events that we have going on here in Easton, I got to ask you, Jaden, do you have any hazardous waste in your home? Is that too personal of a question?
I'm trying to figure out what type of things that means.
You don't want to answer. Listen, I understand. We're on Facebook Live. We're on the Essentials channel. You don't want to be put on the record. But if you did have any type of hazardous materials, you know what I would tell you? To go to the Easton Water Division's 41st Annual Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day for Easton residents. It's
I
at
don't
the
think
DPW.
I do.
You don't? All right.
Nope.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can do Expedition Easton over there next year. You can go wade through all of the hazardous materials. But there would be hazardous materials you could bring to the DPW on Saturday, April 19th, 2025, such as paints, acids, fiberglass resins, fluorescent bulbs, photography chemicals, wood preservatives, brake fluid, chlorine bleach. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be within a mile of that place on that day. But the hazardous waste collection, all joking aside, will be at the DPW on Saturday, April 19th from 8 a.m. to noon.
Make sure to go check it out.
Absolutely. Wheaton Farm has 8 plots still available at the community garden, 2 single plots and 6 double plots. If interested, you can complete the Easton Garden registration form on the town website. Rental for a double plot, 20 by 20, is $75, and a single plot, 10 by 20, is $55 for the season. Gardeners will be notified of their plot assignment and then be asked to sign the gardener agreement and pay their fee. Thank you to the Community Preservation Committee and town meeting approval for the garden expansion, allowing 8 new plots to be available this year. And then also, construction has begun on the municipal building project, and if you've gone past 524 Depot Street, you realize that that place has cleared out in a hurry. Police, fire, and public works complex will be built there, and a fire substation on 321 Main Street. Please note the posted signage. Refrain from hunting in the area. If you have any questions about construction, you can email EastonPSW at pmaconsultants.com. Well, the sun is starting to set here at Frothingham Park, both literally and metaphorically, as Oliver Ames is running out of opportunities to try to get back into this game. 8-2 is the score, with New Bedford up by 6.
A new pitcher came in from New Bedford. 2. Joe Costello.
So Joe Costello has moved over to pitch from center field. And again, that means there's probably another substitution in there somewhere as the players kind of shift around to allow a position player to pitch. But we're not privy to what that is at the moment. So Joe Costello in to pitch.
Oh, that could have been bad if that hit occur.
Sharples, 4 innings pitch, give up 2 runs on the day. Sharples is out, Costello is in. And Harrison Fitzpatrick at the plate and has struck out for out number 1. Cade Fowler, number 2 in the order, be up next. Has a walk and a fly out so far on the day. Again, 8-2 is the score here at Worcester Field. Pop up. Shortstop makes the call as he comes over to second base and is caught easily for out number 2.
Again, we're getting some good hits, like that one. Like, that was a solid hit. Just went right to someone. But
got a little too far under it, popped it way, way up, and harmlessly caught next to second base by the shortstop. Ryan Johnson at the plate. First pitch in for a ball.
Little outside.
1-0, 2 outs. Johnson at the dish. Takes 2-0.
He's looking to get the bats going.
Foul tip for a strike. Yet the 2 runs that they've scored today have matched the 2 runs that they scored in the first 2 games, but need to be able to put a little bit more together.
If you want to win some games.
They got 7 more outs to score 6 runs for the tie. 3 balls, 1 strike to Johnson. Here's a pitch. Popped up, but out of play. Past the first baseman who was trying to make the play, but a little bit too far out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We got a full count. 2 outs. Ryan Johnson trying to stay alive.
That's a big pitch right here. He could either get on base with a walk or a hit, or he could get out. So we'll see what happens right here.
Here's the pitch. In the dirt for ball 4.
As AJ Barancelli is looking to get the first hit of this inning for the Tigers.
AJ batting cleanup today and has a single, has also struck out. Again, 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Swung through for a strike. Joe Costello, your new pitcher for New Bedford. Brent Sharples relieved after 4 innings of work, giving up 2 earned runs. Here's the pitch. Nope, actually, the throw to first.
Now Costello's doing some pretty good pitching so far.
And AJ ready to receive the pitch. Here it comes. Fouled off into the crowd.
He's looking for a second strikeout of this inning.
Speaking of the crowd, it's a much happier crowd here today than there is on Wednesday. Not necessarily because of the game itself. I think because of the weather, the sun, and the 65-degree temperature has a lot to do with that. Here's the pitch. well outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, everyone was in parkas and coats and drinking coffee, and this is a much different vibe to the game today than what we had on Wednesday.
Definitely is a nice change of scenery.
We're thankful for that. We are thankful for that. All right. Ball 2.
Just outside. I saw that like go upwards and then like go down.
Yeah. More of a change up there, it looked like, from my perspective, although sometimes it's hard to be able to tell those pitches as they come in because of some of the blockages that we've mentioned from our broadcast location. That'll be fouled behind us over towards Park Street, but thankfully just missing the cars that are back there lined up neatly in a row. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. Oliver Ames trying to make something happen here. Deep into the game, down by 6. Costello deals. Swing and a miss for AJ, and that's strike 3. Well, we've finished 5 here at Frothingham, and the score remains New Bedford 8, Oliver Ames 2. We'll be back for the 6th inning in just a moment here on ECAT.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm Abby Malafato.
And I'm
Coming to you from 50 Oliver in North Easton, this is Easton News and
Don't have time to stay up and watch ECAT channels all day long, or miss your favorite show's time slot? Don't worry, ECAT has a YouTube channel that has all the programs that we show, so you don't have to miss any of the episodes or catch up on past episodes. Search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the only capital letters. The YouTube channel has playlists for every program, even some of the programs you can download a podcast version. We even stream live events through our channel. To stay up to date with ECAT programming, make sure you look up ECAT's YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get all the alerts for the new programming premiere, and change the alerts to all to make sure you receive all of them. Remember to search Easton Cat TV, with TV being the capital letters. So there's no reason to miss any of the ECAT programming. Enjoy.
Hey Easton, I'm Mike.
And I'm Curtis. We're from Royalty Beverage, your local distributor of Polar Spring Water.
We're excited to join forces with ECAT, also supporting local media and helping ECAT thrive.
So join us in making a difference. To learn more, email us at water@eastoncat.org.
Stay hydrated, support ECAT, and let's make a positive impact together.
Thanks for your support, Easton.
Thank you, Easton.
We're back at Frothingham, and we have an update from softball. It's the top of the 7th, and OA has broken it wide open. As I was saying, the game is now over, and Oliver Ames has won 9-3. You want to talk about breaking news? It's breaking as I'm speaking it. And so, congratulations to OA girls softball, ladies softball, 9-3 win today over at OA. But we're at the top of the 6th. Whalers up by 6. The bottom of the order, Dom Pereira is up. He's down 0-1 in the count. He's 0 for 2 for the day. Pereira looking for his first hit. Zamilo plunks him.
I heard that. Heard like a loud echo off him.
That's not a good feeling, either for Pereira or for Zamilo, who causes the batter to go to first. And so now we have a runner on first. No outs. Top of the order, Gonsalves, the All-Star. Gonsalves, rather, excuse me.
Yeah, that hit definitely did not seem to affect him, though. Because he went right to first base, so.
Yeah, it looked like he got him just above the knee. And he might have a little bruise tomorrow, but that's about it. Evan keeps him honest as he scurries back to first. Gets Gonsalves up. Top of the order, 0 for 3 today. Fouled off, 1-1.
Zamilo looking for his first strikeout tonight.
down the middle. It's going to be played.
With double
forced
play?
at second and out at first. Great looking double play from Oliver Ames. Just the spark you're hoping to see from them. The hit was made 2 seconds. Actually, the runner at second just standing there. Is he out? He's not out.
Oh.
From the looks of it. I thought for sure that the force out was made at second and then the throw to first, but apparently the force out was not in time. So my apologies. There's one out. My excitement to call a double play was obviously a little bit misguided because there's a runner on second still.
I thought for sure that was a double play.
It sure did look like it, but again, that second base is just hard to see sometimes. Two balls, no strikes.
Yeah, I saw him go in that direction, but he must have gotten there after the player had gotten to the base.
Yeah, just a second too late. Had to have been. Ball 3, and unfortunately for Evan, or I'm sorry, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So, unfortunately nothing. You got a strike. Foul ball just on the other side of the chalk. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I like watching Zamilo pitch because he has this sidearm motion, Jaden.
He's like a unique style.
Yeah, it's not something you see very often, but it can be very effective. Struck him out.
Strikeout number 1 for Evan Zamilo tonight.
You know, when batters, normally get used to seeing a pitcher's motion coming from the shoulders around that area, and the ball oftentimes drops as it comes to the batters. For the batter to see the ball come low to high instead of high to low, it can cause some problems for batters who just aren't used to seeing that perspective of the ball rising up towards them into the zone. And it can be very effective. You do see sometimes sidearmers or even submariners in the majors. Not as much as you used to, but it's really interesting to watch Evan pitch. And saying that there's 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes. That runner remains on second.
You definitely don't see many people pitch that way in this team. I don't think anyone else pitches that way.
I don't believe so from the games that I've watched. 3 balls, no strikes to Trevor Rodriguez, the catcher.
Has he gotten a hit today?
He's actually 2 for 3 with a single and a double. We're looking to sit him down here and end New Bedford's turn at the dish, but it won't happen now because he just walked. And the cleanup hitter, Chris Woods, comes to bat. 0 for 1, but walked twice on the day as well. Struck out once and walked twice. It's the pitch. Swings right through it. Strike 1.
That's a great pitch by Zamilo.
And the shadows are getting long at Frothingham. In the dirt, but nice block by Sue to ensure we don't have one of those issues with runners advancing as the ball scurries by. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. His release point a little bit higher there. Comes in for a 2-1 count. 2 outs, runners on first and second.
Good pitch.
Swung through, tried to check, but went around. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 more pitch is what we need here. And to finish this half inning for New Bedford.
You're so close.
Ball. Oh, he struck him out. It's called strike 3.
2 strikeouts for Evan Zamilo in this inning.
2 strikeouts, no runs for New Bedford. Oliver Ames still down by 6. We'll be here at the bottom of the 6th in just a moment and hoping that Oliver Ames can make a play and try to stay in this game. It's one of your favorite times of the broadcast, Jaden. I know it. It's community events. And we don't have anything about hazardous waste this time, however. But we do have some of the Easton 300 activities. Did you know it's Easton's 300th birthday this year, Evan? Or you're not Evan. You're Jaden.
Yeah.
You're not Evan Zamilo? You're
No.
not pitching and then doing color commentary at the same time?
No.
Jaden, did you know it's Easton's 300th birthday?
No, I didn't.
I was wondering why you
heard
didn't
about-
answer me, because you didn't think I was talking to you. You thought I was yelling to Evan Zamilo over in the dugout. See, this is why we're essential, folks. This is why we're live.
Can't get more comedy than this.
Yeah, exactly. It is Easton's 300th birthday this year, and there's all kinds of events that are taking place. Everything from a grand parade in July to fireworks at the end of the summer to all types of cultural events. The type of cultural events that I'm going to assume I will not get invited to, especially with my performance here today. Jaden, you probably would, just not me. But if you want more information about what's going on in Easton for its 300th birthday, check out easton300.org for all the information. You can see a lot of those signs that are up around town, sponsorships from different businesses, community groups. It's actually been a really neat thing to see around town, this Easton 300. And so if we can get involved, check it out at easton300.org. Well, the opportunities for OA to get back in this game are running short, but the Tigers are going to do their best as the orange and white come up with Max Sue with his first at bat of the day, I believe. I don't believe he's been at bat. No, he's been at bat once. I apologize. I was trying to remember
Second
when
time.
he came in. He's been at bat once with a walk. He took the place of Drew Hall back a few innings ago.
The count is 0-1.
Golf swings that to the shortstop, who's going to make the throw to first in time for out one.
He got the hit to shortstop, but
he connected, but an out nonetheless. And Tommy Whiteside's going to come up 0 for 2 today.
looking for his first hit of the game.
Here's the pitch. He also connects, again, to that same spot in center field where the center fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Just like that, 2 up and 2 down. Colin Costello comes up looking for his second hit of the day.
Looking to get us going here in the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th.
Here's the pitch from Costello. Outside, ball 1.
Costello versus Costello. You don't see that every day.
That's a great catch. Excellent. That's why you're doing color commentary, Jaden. Again to center field, but over the head of the center fielder to the berm. That's going to be at least 2. He's running towards second, and it's going to stop at second as the cutoff man is hit.
As Costello won that battle.
Yeah, Costello was going to win that battle either way, but I'm glad it was our Costello that won it. And the inning will continue with a 2-bagger from Colin. And Evan is looking to take that runner from scoring position and build upon what Colin just started. He got all of that, and that was over the head of the center fielder. And your only regret there is because it hits that hill, that berm in center field, that right center field there. Any momentum that ball has just dies on the hill. If it keeps rolling, that's a triple. 1 ball, no strikes to Tommy. The pitch. Fouled off.
Oh, that was
oh no, actually, that's going to go into. It is going to go into foul territory.
So that was a great hit.
A good hit, a long hit, but a very long foul. As Tommy stays in, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second. Your Tigers down by 6.
Looking to make a late game comeback. somehow.
Joe Costello with the pitch. Low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Costello's approach is a little bit on the slower side there on the mound. We're used to seeing some of these guys just fire away.
He's not throwing that fast in this game, you're right.
Well outside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Colin on second, staying fairly close to the bag.
Now he takes the lead when the pitcher does not really look, which is a smart thing.
Strike 2. He's taken a lead there, not an incredibly long one, especially when you consider how far off the second baseman and shortstop are, but oh no, he's taken off. But strike 3 is the call.
I don't think I would have made that either.
We'll never know. We'll never know, Jaden. But in the meantime, we are going to go to our final inning here in just a second. We'll be here back for the 7th with New Bedford remaining up 8-2. See you in a moment on ECAT.
Hello and welcome to Easton News. I'm Joe Taft.
And I'm Jack Ryan, and together we bring you everything you need to know about Easton, including politics.
The Town of Easton is undertaking a crucial public safety and public works facilities replacement project to enhance essential services for the community.
Community events.
Mark your calendars and get your costumes ready. The Easton Food Pantry will be hosting a Halloween parade.
And sports.
Boys soccer stayed hot, defeating Stoughton 2-1. That was the team's 5th straight division title and 4th in a row in the Davenport.
With APCSM guest segment Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Katie with the Animal Protection Center, and today we have a little Iris.
With help from special correspondent Wyatt Fain. Join us
For Easton News.
Playing 6 o'clock Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Yeah. This is the life. Just relaxing by the beach. What could be better than this?
I've got an idea.
What?
I'd really like to find a forever home.
Forever home?
Yeah, like Jack Ryan talks about on Easton News. A forever home. All those animals at the APCSM, they get forever homes. Why not us?
Listen, man, I hate to tell you this.
Tell me what? Come on, tell me. Look, I can take it. Look at me. Come on, tell me. I can take it. Come on.
We're not real.
What are you talking about? Of course we're real. Look at us. We're sitting here on the beach, on vacation, being served raw meat, mind you. We're having a great time. How are we not real? No, thank you. I'm good. I've had enough. I've had enough. Thank you. What are you...
It's the top of the 7th, and Jaden, not much game left here. Not much opportunity for Oliver Ames to come back, but we live in hope as that first pitch is fouled off. Sharples, no longer pitching, is playing a position right now, but is at bat. He's going to be satisfied with his day, not just the fact that he scored an RBI, scored a run, but also had 4 innings of good pitching, solid pitching today.
We'll see what we can do here.
2 balls and 1 strike. Well, it all starts with holding him here. You got to hold him at 8. And then hope springs eternal at the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
As I see Costello practicing the pitch over there in case Milo comes out.
Strike 3 call.
I don't think he will, though.
As Sharples registers his 3rd strikeout of the day. And Zach Amorl comes up.
That was Milo's 3rd strikeout of the day, too.
Actually, we have a pinch hitter in, number 2, Cason De La Cruz. Cason De La Cruz in for Amorl. De La Cruz in, getting some reps here at the end of the game. Ball
Nice
2.
pitch.
Oh, strike 1, I'm sorry. 1 ball, 1 strike. You said nice pitch, I said a ball. So, yeah, you were right on.
I know, because when I hear
Strike
him
2.
do that noise.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to De La Cruz. Evan with the pitch. And that, even I couldn't mess that up. That is a ball. There's no doubt in my mind that ball about 2-3 feet away from the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the pinch hitter, De La Cruz. Swings and misses for strike 3. Tough outing for the youngster there.
His 4th strikeout of the game, Evans Milo. So with Sade and Milo, they have 13 strikeouts combined.
You know, you wouldn't think that with the score being 8-2, but yeah, they have struck out quite a few combined. 2 outs.
Looking to get his 5th strikeout of the game, Milo.
Alameda is up. A slow roller to first base, which will be collected by Tommy. And that's out number 3. Well, the bottom of the 7th will commence in just a moment. Oliver Ames has to score 6 just to tie. And the unfortunate thing about that, Evan, is so far this season, in 3 games, Oliver Ames has only scored 4 runs. And so it's going to be a tough ask for them to be able to come back here today. But at the same time, we hope to at least see them chip away. You never know what happens at a time like this. You get a hit, there's a wild pitch, something happens, and all I know is they have to do it before darkness because the sun is going down. And someone would flip the lights on, except, well, there are no lights to flip on here at Frothingham. What do you thought about your first game?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, well, it is a great time to be able to come down to Frothingham Park and to watch the Tigers. And although it does seem like the Tigers will draw the loss today, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But I do believe that Oliver Ames is a much different team this year than they were last year. And although the result today may not be what we're looking for, certainly with possibly a 6-run loss, I don't think it's representative of this team and the work they put into so far this year. And like we were saying at the top of the broadcast, Jaden, this is a non-conference game. The Whalers are not in the Hawk, and so because of that, as far as division standings, the Davenport division standings, Oliver Ames, no matter what happens today, will remain at 1-1 and in the thick of things very early in the season. And Oliver Ames is still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to find who they are and trying to find out who needs to play where and who needs to play when and get their starting rotation really solidified. And you can't be too discouraged by what you see from the Tigers today, even though it does seem like this is going to end in the loss column.
Definitely made some good plays, so as long as you see improvement every game, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And you know, they have been making contact. It's just not been to the places that you want to make contact to. Love seeing that double. And speaking of that, Colin LeMay takes a swing, but again, to the center fielder who moves over a few steps and makes the catch for out number 1.
He's gotten like 7 or 8 outs tonight, probably at least, right? I think.
Yeah. LeMay flown out 3 times on the day. We're back to the top of the order for Oliver Ames. Harrison Fitzpatrick is up looking for his 2nd hit of the day. Harrison, one of the captains, along with Andrew Whiteside. 1 ball, no strikes. Foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looking to get a hit to start off the 7th.
High for a ball. Yeah, you have to be in the mindset right now. You can't even think about the score. You can't think about, how much of an uphill battle it will be. You just think about your at bat. And as that pop-up is in the left field side, it is out of play to the front row of the stands. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yet your approach can't be, there's no swing that scores 6 runs. Even at its best, a grand slam's only 4. And so you just have to think about your at bat. You think about what you need to do and staying in.
Just give yourself hope, at least a little bit still.
That's all it comes down to.
Like
Tapper to the shortstop, who charges and throws, and he's safe at first.
Great hustle by Fitzpatrick right there.
Fitzpatrick has had 3 different at-bats with those type of rollers or infield hits, and he just runs so fast. That's why he's your leadoff hitter. He can make things happen with his feet, and he has legged out 2 singles today just from his speed alone. And so as Cade Fowler steps up, still looking for his first hit of the day, he's got a runner on first at 1 out.
Looking to keep the hitting streak going right here.
Down at the knees, and that's going to be a wild pitch, which is going to move Harrison to second base.
He probably could have stole third, huh?
I don't know that he could have, because that ball looked like it went into the dugout of New Bedford, which
when that happens,
the umpire will call time so that you're not rolling around with the bats and the players trying to get the ball there.
So I don't think he could have.
Yeah, he couldn't have advanced more than second there because of the direction of that wild pitch.
But if it went like back here, he probably could have.
He could have, yeah, but it ricocheted into their dugout. 2 balls,
unlucky,
1 strike.
I guess.
Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike to Fowler. Just trying to keep something alive here, but the good thing about that wild pitch is that it removes the double play. Cut, but foul.
Staying
2 balls,
alive here.
2 strikes. Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Oliver Ames softball come out winners today against Braintree, 9-3. Costello has the pitch. Steps out and taps that to stay alive at 2-2.
Same exact spot. He hit it.
Yeah, almost a carbon copy of what just happened. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cade in his stance.
We have to have some hope still.
Costello looks back to second a couple times and throws.
Again.
Hit out to center for out number 2.
So Johnson is up.
As Ryan Johnson, number 11, steps up to the plate. There's only 1 more out for Oliver Ames.
I don't see many fans leaving. It's kind of shocking because I don't think we can win, but
Well,
you never know.
Sticking around, diehard Tigers fans, and just like those who are watching here, got friends, loved ones, sons,
Oh yeah, they're probably
grandchildren, who knows, but they're wanting to at least support their friends and family who are out here today. And Harrison dancing around a little bit back there, probably feels pretty free to make something happen on the base paths.
he has a big lead. He could easily steal with his speed.
1 ball, 1 strike. The infield has given him a lot of room there, and so he may take off. Drops in the zone for ball 2, and Harrison, seeing that second baseman cheat back towards second base for a Pickoff attempt, scampers back.
Ooh, that was
Line drive to center field where the center fielder is going to dive and make the catch.
Wait.
That makes the catch for out number 3, and that is the ball game. Well, a tough one today for Oliver Ames as they lose this non-conference contest against New Bedford 8-2. The final game of the Tigers' 3-game homestand will be coming up here at Frothingham Park on Monday. Hockomock League matchup against King Philip Warriors. First pitch will be at 3:45, weather pending. Check eastoncat.org or our YouTube and Facebook pages for broadcast updates and channel assignments. Thanks to our game. It was a good game today. It's an unfortunate loss, but a good game nonetheless. Thanks to our engineer and producer, Adam Carrero. On camera, Preston and Eric. And Evan/Jaden on color commentary today. Jaden, thanks for coming along. Glad to have you for the ride today. Well, this is Adam Rivero signing off. Final score here from Frothingham is New Bedford 8, Oliver Ames 2. See you on Monday for more Tigers baseball on Easton Community Access Television. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
ECAT's production of OA Sports are provided by RevT. We simplify technology for better. Easton Lions Club. Morris Insurance. Doug King Bills Incorporated. ECAT would like to thank all the sponsors for the support of producing OA Sports.